For the past year, I have started every season with a small, mindful ritual that pays big dividends. If you followed me for a while, you are already familiar with this practice. At the start of each season, I write down a list of things I'm looking forward to that season. The smell of jasmine flowers in bloom, my son's college graduation, those gray June days that delay the harsh summer sun. So if you take nothing else from this video, take that writing down things to look forward to, as simple as it sounds, is a really powerful happiness practice. But as I share my spring list with you, I want to delve into why it works. It comes down to a psychological concept called savoring and a life satisfaction theory called broaden-and-build. The seminal work on savoring was Fred Bryant and Joseph Verhoeff's 2007 book called Savoring: A New Model of Positive Experience. They came up with the term savoring as a positive counterpoint to the idea of coping. In coping, you use a set of skills to attend to and deal with your negative emotions. In savoring, you use the same tools of attention and skill development to attend to your positive emotions. Or as they put it, we define the concept of savoring as going beyond the experience of pleasure to encompass a higher order awareness or reflective discernment on the part of the individual. I would shorten that to just say, savoring is mindfulness of good experiences. Cadbury mini eggs, the dark chocolate kind. Fields of tulips at the botanical gardens. Purple jacaranda blossoms. Have you ever had that sort of year where you feel like you celebrated New Year's and then you blinked and suddenly it was summer? I just went down a rabbit hole of actuarial tables and I realized that at the age I am now, I have maybe 30 more springs left in my life. Just 30. I don't want to miss a single one. I know live every moment sounds like something that should be embroidered on a throw pillow, but for real, I do want to actually live as many of them as I can instead of just letting them pass by in a haze. Baby animals, especially the ducklings that waddle around Disneyland. Fresh strawberries. Cherry blossoms and apple blossoms and plum blossoms. Several studies have found that savoring in the Bryant and Verhoeff sense is most effective as a sort of mindful in-the-moment exercise. However, it's also effective as a practice before and after pleasurable moments. Savoring the future can be tricky because what if the actuality doesn't live up to your expectations? When I make my seasonal savoring lists and I'm looking ahead, I always feel like I'm walking this fine line between planning and anticipating. I'm trying to use specifics to remind myself what I love and what I can look forward to. But I don't want to get so wrapped up in the exact nature of those things that my season will be disappointing if they don't happen. Who knows? There could be a nationwide shortage of Cadbury mini eggs and some spring I won't get to have any. When I make my list, I'm thinking of simply priming myself to be aware of those future events and ready when they happen to appreciate them. I want to know that it's spring, and I want to be mindful of the small joys that make spring, spring. Disneyland's Food and Wine Festival. 72-degree days. Switching from pants to dresses. In 2004, a psychologist named Barbara Fredrickson put forward this theory that she called broaden-and-build. Broaden-and-build says that cultivating certain positive emotions like joy, interest, contentment, or love can broaden, as she put it, a person's thought action repertoire. That is, just as Negative emotions condition us to narrow our response menu to only the most beneficial or safe actions in a particular situation, like fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Positive emotions give us the space and the ability to choose from a more comprehensive and growth-oriented list of choices. Look at this chart where Fredrickson and her colleagues elicited emotional responses in test subjects and then asked them what they'd like to do. Those who are experiencing positive emotions could universally envision a much broader range of choices for themselves. The thing is, it's much quicker for our brain to narrow our thought-action repertoires than to broaden them. We were built for quickly evaluating the world around us for danger and responding to it in a way that would keep us alive. It's the whole idea that if you see a tiger and it's about to attack you, you need to be able to quickly react to that threat. Broadening our options doesn't come with the immediate benefit of saving our life. So that means it takes more work to cement the gains from partaking in the thought processes that make life more enjoyable, purposeful, and fulfilling. It takes practice, but it's worth it. The gradual return of light in the evenings, of lavender and honey. More opportunities to sketch outside, and eat outside, and work outside. How many of us want to live our next 30 or 50 or 10 years just surviving? Savoring is one way to cultivate the sorts of emotions that Fredrickson found led to broadening. Savoring is a practice that leads to a bigger, wider, more fulfilling life. I recently learned a Buddhist teaching called the Honeyball Sutta. This is how it goes as translated by Christine Feldman. What we contact, we feel. What we feel, we perceive. What we perceive, we think about. What we think about, we proliferate about. What we proliferate about, we dwell upon. What we dwell upon becomes the shape of our mind. The shape of our mind becomes the shape of our world. The shape of our mind becomes the shape of the world. Our narrow mind becomes a narrow world, and our broad mind becomes a broad world. I've found that writing down my seasonal joys, setting the intention to notice them, and then following through on that intention goes a long way towards setting the shape of my mind and thus the shape of my world. I hope that I've convinced you to give it a shot too. So I will leave you with one prompt to get you started. What would you like to savor this season? What would you like to notice? What would you like not to forget? And until next time, I'm wishing you love and joy and all of those good things, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Hey, if you found this video interesting, you might like some of the other ones I made about savoring. I talk about the science and the fun of it in different ways in each of those videos, so check them out.